Hi. What this rally basically is about is JCC has a film festival taking place. Some of the people participating in that film festival are actually anti-Israel. This group, the JCC Watch, brought to the attention, this is supposed to be a pro-Israel organization. The JCC, Jewish Community Center of the Upper West Side, is supposed to be a pro-Israel organization. So why is it allowing people to take part in sponsoring a film festival that are actually anti-Israel? When that fact was brought to their attention by the people of JCC Watch, they refused to stop. They refused to stop it and permitted the film festival to go ahead in partnership with these people who are actually anti-Israel. So that's what this whole thing is about. They're questioning why the JCC would allow organizations that are anti-Israel to sponsor a film festival in partnership with an organization supposed to be pro-Israel.
The Jewish Community Center in Manhattan, promoting and collaborating with groups that support boycott, divestment, and sanctions against Israel. I had a lady come up to me a few minutes ago and say, how? Where? They deny it. They deny it, yes. However, when you take a look at their brochure for the Other Israel Film Festival, and you open it up, you will see that they list these nefarious groups that support the boycott of Israel. We're talking about the group Partners for a Progressive Israel. They just changed their name. They used to be known as Merits USA. Merits USA is calling on their website for a boycott of Israeli products. Wines grown in Israel, the grapes produced in Israel. They call for a boycott. They call for a boycott of Achava products, the cosmetics. They call for a boycott of SodaStream, of B&B Bagela, the little bakery that imports pretzels to the United States. So when you ask the JCC and they tell you, we don't support the boycott, why do they list as their partners? And as you know, the term partner is a legal term. It means we're together fully, completely. They list in their brochure the partner that calls for the boycott of Israel. Why? The board of directors of the Jewish Community Center in Manhattan has lost their way. They refuse to stop this. They don't understand the responsibility of what a board member means to be part of a Jewish communal center. Today we're out here to read out their names. The board of directors of the Jewish Community Center in Manhattan, we call on you to take your responsibility and to pass guidelines to stop the staff of the Jewish Community Center in Manhattan from partnering with groups that support the boycott, the divestment and sanctions, and the delegitimization of Israel. These board members, the president is Alice Gottesman, Marty Meyerson is the chair, Lisa Keel is the secretary, Andy Arno is the treasurer. I call on all of you to please write them, call them, tell them that they must pass the sanctions against their own staff, to tell them to stop. They have to take control over their employees and tell them they must stop partnering with and promoting the groups that support the BDS.
I think that's a bit much. It's much more for people to become heroes. The real heroes of the Jewish people are the people in Israel today, preserving the Jewish heritage. And that's pretty much, and of course there are Jews all over the world fighting on behalf of Israel. My name is Marvin Belsky. I've been a resident of the West Side for over 60 years, and I have seen this neighborhood get better and better. And certainly the JCC has made a contribution to that. It has marvelous programs, but at this time, the JCC is beginning to besmirch its reputation, it's besmirching its history, and it's hurtful to the Jewish community. As a physician, and as an American, and as a Jew, I understand the nature of pathology and disease. I understand where things are occurring. In our neighborhood here on the West Side, there is increasing amounts of anti-Israel sentiment. by different groups, groups which are spreading slander and hatred. They are threatening America's alliance with our only democratic ally, which is Israel, and they are desirous of damaging Israel and the security of Israel. In other words, the whole question of boycott, divestment, and sanctions is not just a motto. Boycott means they want you to stop buying Israeli products. They don't say that you should stop with your Intel or your Dell or your computer. They don't want you to stop taking medication which Israeli scientists have perfected. They seem to want to go for just small different products, because if you really think of what Israel has provided for the world, Israel provided tremendous high-tech technology which helps everybody, every Jew certainly in Israel. It helps the economy of Israel, it helps the economy of America, and the Israeli economy has made a great contribution. By divestment, they want American companies to leave Israel. They want Intel and Motorola to leave Israel. They want to damage Israel and hurt it and prevent its security. You must understand what BDS means. It's not just a question of a slogan and somebody just picketing Ricky's on 72nd Street. There's a campaign across the world, rising more and more in the United States, and under such circumstances, we can't sit idly by. So that's what they would like to do to the economy of Israel, because they can't defeat Israel in any other way by subterfuge, by slander, lies, and distortions. And when it comes to sanctions, they're trying to make the United Nations and other nations sanction Israel. And that would certainly be the end of Israel as we know it. So BDS is not just a slogan. BDS is a cancer-eating, and to have the JCC support any organizations which is supporting BDS is a tremendous besmirching of the reputation of the JCC. Now, basically, what's happening here on the west side, you must understand it, that there was several weeks ago a Palestine training session for Palestine so-called apartheid at Columbia. It's one thing, they can have all the free speech they want, but it's not a question of free speech. It's a question, would Columbia make a comment about preserving and praising America's only democratic ally in the Middle East? So we were up there at Columbia. We were trying to tell people that Islamofascism is supporting Arab Palestine. And it's in that regard these different protests are occurring up and down the west side. This is not just, this is a cancer that's beginning to spread, and we all have to be alert for it. Just on Friday night, they was passing out something against Ricky's against Ohava Cosmetics. And we're going to sit idly by while this happens as they begin to try to boycott it? Are we going to go boycott Zabar's because Carol Zabar is supporting this kind of travesty in the JCC? This is not something that we do. We are a democratic country, and we want many, many facts to go out. In other words, basically what's happening is, in fact, there was on 96th Street just 2 weeks ago a group called Jews Who Say No. They were really a group trying to slander Israel as being an Israel of apartheid. Why don't they go against the Arab countries where women can't vote, women can't drive cars, where there are no Jews or Christians who can establish religious institutions? What about that apartheid? In other words, basically, I don't see these Jews who say no. This is a terrible thing that's happened. The left and the Islamists have formed an unholy alliance, and to have the JCC become part, either wittingly or unwittingly, with this unholy alliance of the left and the Islamists is a disgrace to the JCC. And the more people know about it, the better. So therefore, we were demonstrating also against these so-called Jews who say no, because if there's any democratic country, it's Israel. They have 10 Arab Knesset members. They have Arabs as diplomats. They have Arabs in the justice system. Let's see where that's true of any Arab countries. Do you see any Jews demonstrating against these Arab countries, these Jews who say no? Basically, these Jews themselves are suffering from a battered wife syndrome. They feel something is wrong with them. They've been hearing it's a ghetto mentality. And for the JCC to participate in a ghetto mentality is a shame and a shanda. That should not be done. Now, I want to also let you know that this coming Tuesday at 5:10 p.m., another group of ghetto Jews is going to do something called Freedom Riders. That they're trying to say that in Israel, when you're separate, you're not equal. Well, all Arabs are. Arabs get amazing health care. They have schools which are subsidized. They have a free media, the free right to assemble. And that's what they talk about. I was a freedom rider. I did go down south. I spent more than a week there organizing and registering black young people to free themselves after that. And what are they now saying? They're making a mockery of it, because basically Jews and blacks were united on behalf of freedom riders. And here we have the state of Israel, which has taken many Ethiopian Jews and have brought them so that they now serve in high-level functions. So to say that these freedom riders are going to have a demonstration this coming Tuesday, we all should be there at 5 p.m. and indicate that this is a travesty and a slander not only against Israel, it's a slander against the civil rights movement.
Where?
It's occurring at 96th Street and Broadway. They go there periodically. There are people like Code Pink and Jews for Peace, as if we're for Jews for war. They use all kinds of Orwellian phrases just to confuse innocent people in a very multi-ethnic neighborhood. We have to understand there's a cancer spreading in a neighborhood, and when you have something like this, where they go in front of Ricky's on 72nd Street, so Ricky's will stop selling Ohapa, that will be a disgrace, and we can't sit idly by. Therefore, I say to you that this is just the beginning of what we on the West Side will do to strengthen Israel, to make sure that the JCC does not become an enabler and an abettor of this kind of attack on Israel. Whether they do it willingly or not unwittingly, they must understand that we will not sit idly by as the JCC disgraces the Jewish heritage.